Hello friends, my name is Jason Lanier, and I'm going to help you make sense of the Sony crop sensor cameras. So I'm holding in my hand the A6500. I've been using Sony cameras, well, since pretty much the beginning. I was one of the early adopters to the mirrorless system with Sony. I've been a Sony artisan, I've worked all over the world with Sony, I've done a lot of things with these cameras. And as such, what I'm going to do is provide you with some feedback as to which camera you should buy. Just the other day, Sony announced two new crop sensor cameras, the A6100 and the A6600. That puts them in a field that's now crowded with the A6400, the A6500, and still the A6000. There's a lot of cameras out there. If you are a hobbyist, if you are somebody who just loves photography but you want something more than what your phone can do, I'm going to give you guidance on that as well. If you are looking to get serious into the videography side of things, this video will help you as well. This video is intended to be a buyer's guide as to who should buy what Sony camera, especially leaning on the crop sensor side of things, and why. The first camera out there is the A6000. That thing's been around for 5-6 years. I've done a lot of damage with that little camera. That camera really revolutionized the photography industry. I believe it's a big part as to why we have the mirrorless wave that has taken over the industry over the last 3, 4, 5 years. I believe the A6000 is a big reason for all of that. If you never have any aspirations to get into photography any further, get the A6000. The next one on the list is the A6100. Now, if you have $200 extra, which is the additional expense of the A6100 over the A6000, get the A6100. It's going to be really, really worth it. The reason I say that is the A6100 is designed to make photography easy for people. I mean, Sony's been making a living out of that for many, many years. And I've always said once you get the technical down, the creative can flow. If you're not very interested in getting into the nuts and bolts of photography, the A6100 is going to be fantastic for you. Has a flip-up screen, has fantastic autofocus, gives you the ability to do real-time eye autofocus just for photography. It's going to be perfect for people like my mom. My mom would love this camera. She's probably going to make me buy her one. If you're a hobbyist and you just want to have a much better option than using your phone, the A6100 is going to be awesome for you. I wouldn't get it for video purposes. You know, I'm not talking about the little things, you know, you do here and there, just little clips. But if you want to do any sort of serious vlogging and or take video footage, I wouldn't get the A6100. It doesn't have in-body image stabilization. It doesn't give you the options to do that. It doesn't have a headphone jack. It doesn't have real-time eye autofocus in video, so I wouldn't recommend it for video at all. Beginners, people just dipping your toe into the water of the world of photography, get the A6100. If you're looking to do photography in any sort of a serious manner, get the A7iii. So unless you're doing videos, it's either going to be the A6100 or the A7iii. The A7iii is one of the best cameras in the world as you get what you pay for. The A7iii is amazing. I was one of the first ones in the world to use it. It's an amazing camera for the price. I'm still to this day shocked as to what they provided in that body. One of the other reasons I say that is the crop sensor line of cameras has a max shutter of 1/4000th of a second, whereas the full frame lineup has 8,000ths of a second, or like the A9, they can go to 1/32,000th of a second with the shutter. Why is that important? It's because it gives you the ability to shoot at wider apertures during the daytime, which makes your shots look more professional. So if you're looking to shoot wider apertures, for those who don't know what that is, that's okay. That means that you're going to have more of a out of focus area behind your subject. From a stills perspective, an A7iii is going to be much better than all the other crop sensors in regards to the collection of light. And that's where I'd really place my money if I were you and you're looking to get the most out of your camera. The next on the list is the A6400. That's about $900. I believe the reason why Sony came out with the A6600 is because the A6400 wasn't selling very well. The reason I say that is they made a camera that was more video centric, but they kept the IBIS, the in-body image stabilization, out of the camera, which I think was a big mistake. I think what's happened is you're going to see the A6400 relegated to nobody cares status. The A6400 came out just 6 months ago. And people talk all the time about Sony and say, I'm so sick of them releasing cameras so fast that it makes my camera obsolete. Normally I've said, well, why do you care? If anything, they're cannibalizing their market. Why do you care if they release all these cameras? This is one time if I bought the 6400, I'd be a little pissed because it'd be like, the 6600 is what people really wanted. So if you have a 6400, I'd recommend selling it as soon as possible. The A6500 is now $1,200. Again, this is another camera that I think is going to be relegated to obsolescence. I don't think anybody's going to buy this camera. Obviously, that's why Sony came out. The 6600 was pretty much to replace the 6500. The 6600 has S-Log, HLG. It has a lot of the things that videographers are going to want out there. And I know some people are complaining it doesn't have 4K 60p, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But if you're out there watching this and you want incredible autofocus for your videography purposes, real-time autofocus with your video, not only your stills, that's what the A6600 is for. It has the in-body image stabilization, which is going to make your video footage really nice, really nice. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys, the A6000 series, the A6 series is so light in the hand. Image stabilization for shooting stills typically isn't a big need, especially because a lot of the lenses have stabilization built inside of them. But when it comes to videography purposes, no image stabilization
Give each other a kiss.
is a no-go. You need it. And so that's something that I have relied upon heavily with my videography work, because a lot of the times we're not using gimbals or anything else. We're shooting like this. We're out in the field, Africa, Ethiopia, shooting, and it's like this that we're holding the cameras. We're cradling the lens underneath right here. It's a good technique, by the way. But that's how we film a lot of our stuff, and so in-body image stabilization is critical for those purposes. They have no time limit on the A6600, which is critical if you're trying to do longer filming sessions. Sony must have paid the extra 2% to classify their camera as a video camera versus a stills camera, which is why it's able to exceed the 30-minute time limit. I'm positive as well that pressure from Panasonic and the GH5 Type Series line has pushed them into that decision, which is a smart way to go. The fact that the screen tilts up and you can actually see yourself is huge. It really gives you a peace of mind when you're filming yourself to have that screen popped up. Has the headphone jack, which again should have been on all the cameras, but the fact that it has the headphone jack enables you to check audio, which is key. And last but not least, it has the bigger battery, which is huge. Guys, I've been shooting Sony forever. Those FWP50 batteries, those smaller guys, Sony's gotten better over the years at making them more efficient. However, those batteries, if you're looking for any sort of videography purposes, just don't cut it. Videography sucks the hell out of a battery, a lot more than stills. So whenever they give you ratings based upon how many stills, that's not really telling the story. You need a rating based upon how long it will record video, because that sucks the life out of your battery. That's another reason why the A6600 is so much better than all the other Sony cameras in the crop sensor lineup, because it has the bigger full frame battery. So you may be watching this saying, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to the store and buy that A6600. I'm ready to record myself some awesome videos and become a videographer. Well, hang on. The reason I say hold on is if you're very serious about videography work, I have a sneaky suspicion that Sony is going to be announcing the A7S3 very soon. If they announce that A7S3 and you have the funds to be able to afford that A7S3, do not buy the A6600. You should wait. Anyone who's gotten in on those early orders and pre-ordered it has already bought the A6600, and you ain't getting it until December. Trust me on that. That being the case, there's no reason for you to not wait for the A7S3 announcement. And I say that because somebody like me, who clearly I do a lot of video work on YouTube and with everything else that we do, that A7S line is critical for filming. The A7S line has always been built for videographers. It has a better ISO sensitivity. Just think about it this way. Bigger sensor plus less megapixels equals much better light gathering opportunities. That A7S3 will gather a lot more light than an A6600. So if you're serious about videography work and you have the extra funds, you're going to want to wait for the A7S3. My guess is the A7S3 is going to come in at about $3,400. That would be my best guess. Now, yes, that's $2,000 more than the A6600. But y'all, that A7S3 is the kind of camera that you keep for years and use for years. And if Sony is serious about it, they will include 4K 60p on the A7S III. The only reason the A7S III makes any sense is if they put a tilting screen on it, they give you insane ISO sensitivity, they give you all of the autofocus features of the A6600, and they give you S-Log, HLG, and 4K 60p, all of the things that you're looking for on that. Please, Sony, if you're listening, and you've already made your camera, so I hope you did it right, please do not release a full frame A7S III without a freaking tilting screen. I am looking at myself. I'm recording myself right now on an A9. I can't tell you how much I hate looking at something and I can't tell if it's still recording. I can't tell if it overheated. I can't tell if the audio levels are still moving. I can't tell any of that because I don't have a tilting screen. You may say, well, Jason, go buy an A6600 or use an A6400. I don't want to. I want to use full frame bodies. And Sony, we deserve a full frame camera on a video perspective that gives us all of those options. We do. Now, if you're a hobbyist and you never plan on doing more with your career, somebody like my mom, I'm not going to tell my mom to get full frame lenses. She can go get the crop sensor lenses and be happy. And during the daytime, she can use like the 16 to 50. I still wouldn't recommend it. But during the, when it gets darker, she could slap on one of the prime lenses, a 35-1.8, 50-1.8, one of those lenses. They're cheap and small, and they work great for people who are just looking to get in the hobbyist end of photography. If you are somebody who is going to make money or is attempting to make money in photography and you don't want to waste money on crop sensor lenses, go full frame lenses. If there's one thing that I could say to Sony, for the love of everything holy, from somebody who records a lot of videos and has sold a lot of cameras for you, please do me one favor. I went to your headquarters a couple years ago, sat down with all your engineers, and I gave you guys a lot of advice. And that was a wonderful experience that I'll treasure forever. Thank you for that. But one thing I would say to you is this. Please make the audio recording level function available in manual mode. The audio recording level, when the camera is on manual mode, cannot be adjusted. When you go down, manual exposure, shoot mode, you cannot do it. I have to go up, I have to turn it to movie mode, and now I'm able to adjust the recording level. Most people who are serious about video work are going to be filming in manual mode, and the fact that now, again, I'm going to go back, it's grayed out, I can't use it. Let's fix that, guys. I love the Sony family. I love all of you guys out there. I love all of you for watching, and I'm so grateful to all of you for doing so. Don't forget to click on subscribe and notifications. Drop a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, guys, more than you know. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all of you out there. So until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Find a gear that works for you, and remember, you only have one chance to get it right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. This is cursed. Are you still there? Are you still there? Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you want to learn more online with us, go to patreon.com/JasonLanier And if you want to do crazy crap like this in crazy locations, go to JasonLanier.com/register and we'll sign you up for a workshop. Well, actually, you have to sign up. And you gotta pay a little bit of money and then you can play with us. It's awesome. Do it. Now.
Proud of you. Way to make use of that.
All right, yeah. People are gonna be like, what just happened?